All right, today we're going to learn about tangrams. And so we are not only going to learn about what tangrams are and what you can do with them, but we're going to learn about how to make them. So the first thing we can do, there's two ways to make tangrams. The first thing you can do is print off a tangram pattern off the internet, which you can find easily by Googling them. Or we can do it the fun way, and we can make it out of a piece of construction paper by folding and cutting. So the very first thing you need to do, if we're going to make them this way, and I'm going to show you how, is we are going to fold this piece over just like this to make a perfect, because we're going to make a perfect square. So you're just going to take one corner and fold it down, and it's going to make a perfect square. Then after that, you're going to cut off the excess so that it makes the square. So, we now have a square. Now you're going to unfold it, and I don't know if you can see it here, but there is a crease from where we folded it last time, and we're going to cut right along that crease. And we're going to get two triangles that are each half the size of the original square. Okay. So you're going to set one of the larger triangles aside, and then you're going to take this one here and you're going to fold it in half. And then you're going to cut it along where you folded it as well. So there we have the two larger triangles. Then you're going to take your second triangle that you set aside a second ago, and you're going to fold it in half the same way you did the first one, except we're not going to cut this one. Well, we're not going to cut it there. So you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to take the top part of this, so the part with the vertical fold, and you're going to fold that down just like this. And then you're going to fold that part back up. And now we're going to cut this triangle off. So we're going to, after this, we're going to have a parallelogram, or a trapezoid and a triangle, and then out of that we're going to get a square, a parallelogram, and two other triangles. Okay, so now we have our trapezoid, which is going to get folded in half, just like that, and then cut in half, just like that. Then we're going to fold this piece down, and it's going to give us a square and a triangle. And we're going to cut along that fold. And finally, now this is the trickiest one. You're going to take, you want to take the last half of your trapezoid, and you want to set it just like this, with where, if you can see where your square would be, you want that kind of point in an angle, and your triangle at the bottom. And then you're going to take the top piece here, and you're going to fold it down like we did to get the trapezoid. And then when you unfold that, you can see where the crease is. You then now have a parallelogram and a triangle. And so we're going to cut that out. Now we have made all of our tangrams. Now our tangrams are good for teaching students shapes and problem solving because they can you can give them a shape and ask them to see how many pieces they can use to make the shape. Okay, so this is a great way to have a fun activity with your class and still have it be math oriented. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is if you don't make your own tangrams, you can buy a tangram set. Now the tangram set will consist of 2 larger triangles, a square, parallelogram, a medium triangle, and 2 smaller triangles. And with these tangram sets comes several other shapes that you can use to fill them. So, and with directions and things like that. This could be a center in your classroom, or you can do this as a whole class. And it has directions, and then it'll ask you to fill in the shape, and it'll tell you what pieces it wants you to use or how many. And so for this, I'll do a couple of them with you. It says use 3 tangram pieces to cover this triangle. So here's a way where we can do 3 tangram pieces to cover the triangle. We use the square and the 2 smaller triangles. You can then have students, and you can pose this question to the whole class and see if somebody else comes up with a different way. So, and now this one here asks you to use different shapes to make the triangle. Different combination of shapes. And just like that, and this time we used the parallelogram and the 2 small triangles instead of the square. So let's do another one. Now some of them get kind of hard. Get more challenging as you go to challenge your students. And this one says use these tangram pieces to cover the spaceship. I want you to use 2 large triangles, 1 medium triangle, 1 small triangle, 1 square, and 1 parallelogram. So your entire tangram set except for one of the small triangles. And then you just fill in the shape. Now I haven't done this one, so I'm not sure if I will get it right on the first try. That's probably not right. And as you can see, there's several different ways to fill in, to make different shapes and to challenge your students the way this one has challenged me. All right, so there is the spaceship, and now you have learned quite a bit about tangrams. You can make a set with your students. You can make it out of just construction paper, or you can make it out of thicker cardstock. You could print them off, or you could buy them. And you can do hundreds of activities and make hundreds of shapes. I can show you a few more of these. And your students will learn a great deal. All right, have a good day.